Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Within the next 3 minutes, I am going to explain why it's virtually impossible to charge or prosecute, I should say, former President Donald Trump. Hit subscribe right now to my super chat. Paul Bartlett, I cannot thank you enough for starting it off and being so generous. Thank you, Paul. So greatly appreciated. To my super chat, I'm going to always thank you, and I appreciate your support, especially in this economy where mashed potato brains is just completely inept. We can get into that. Eric, everyone here, Indy, hello. G. Corber, everybody here, thank you so very, very much. Dale, I hope all is well. VMI, hello. I'm going to get started right now and explain within the next 3 minutes, and we'll go obviously for an hour or more, why Trump cannot be prosecuted. They might indict him, and that's a whole other story. That's completely political. They've been desperately trying to get him for 6 years. They can't because he did not commit a crime. They are as enthusiastic about getting Trump as they are about covering up the actual crimes of Hunter and Hillary. That's another story. And as you know, I want a Hillary Trump 2024. But Paul Bartlett, thank you again. I cannot thank you enough for your generosity and your kindness and your kind words. Thank you. Number one, he was the former president with the power to declassify. Okay? He could declassify documents. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so he could generally declassify documents. That's number one. So, as a former president, he could declassify documents. Number two, he did not illegally obtain those documents. Nico Hammer! To my viewers in Australia, thank you! Nico and Paul. HA, love your work. Always Trump 2024. Thank you, Nico Hammer. Thank you so very, very much. Paul and Nico, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you, gentlemen. And to my viewers in Australia, thank you. As a former president, he had the power to declassify. Nico and Paul, he did not have any documents where he signed his name. It's called read in and read out, where he signed his name stating he understood exactly how to store or obtain or remove classified documents because of his post as a government official. He was the president. The president does not sign read in or read out documentation stating that he was briefed on how properly to obtain or remove or store classified data. Clinton was. Clinton had top secret intelligence on private servers, secret servers running outside of the United States government. Nobody knows how the classified data was funneled or siphoned or transferred onto those servers. They know exactly how Trump obtained the boxes at Mar-a-Lago. The boxes at Mar-a-Lago were in a truck, a U-Haul, for a library. He was a former president with the power to declassify with the highest level security clearance that did not entail signing documentation or paperwork. It did not entail signing documentation where they have a paper trail saying, okay, this man was briefed. He knows that he shouldn't be doing this or that. Okay? And number three, so in addition to declassifying documents, in addition to not having a paper trail, okay, there's some other issues as well. My goodness. American Girl, thank you so much, American Girl. HA, so many things have happened just watching it all unfold. Exactly. James Brock, thank you, James. Nico Hammer again. Trump has nothing to worry about. He is the one. He really is the one. Thank you so very much, American Girl. James, thank you so much. Thank you very, very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it is greatly appreciated. I just saw your super chats right now. Thank you so much. American Girl and James and Nico Hammer again. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. So, number one, he could declassify at will. Okay? And to my Australian viewers, thank you. And James Brock, thank you again, sir. And American Girl, so kind of you as always. He had the power to declassify at will. He obtained the documents legally, lawfully, as President of the United States of America, and had the ability or the right to remove the documents. Maybe not all of them technically, but he was leaving with documents, notes, for example, that he wrote as President of the United States of America. He could verbally declassify, according to Politico. He didn't have documentation that he signed with a signature stating that he knew exactly how, that he was briefed on exactly how to store or, handle this certain classified data. As president, there was no read-in or read-out documents that he had signed. So you're going to have to prove intent to either sell those documents or compromise national security for personal gain, which is what Clinton, Madam Secretary, did. Because when you have Secret Service funneling, classified data outside the United States government, okay, you're doing so to hide information. The next issue is very important. So you have the declassification. He could declassify at will. He was a former president. He didn't sign documentation stating that he was briefed on how to handle this classified data generally. The next issue is very important. He was negotiating with the National Archives, the Department of Justice, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and James and Nico and American Girl and Paul Bartlett for starting it off. I cannot thank you enough. I can't do these live streams without your support, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so very much. But you can't state that, like, Clinton had Hillary had secret servers, and I still want a Hillary Trump 2024. I think Clinton should be the nominee. But she had secret servers siphoning, transferring, removing classified data in a surreptitious, deceitful manner. Nobody knew. There's nobody in the U.S. government officially that knew about those servers. Everybody, G. Corber, hello, everybody knew that Trump had documents sent to Mar-a-Lago. They have been negotiating since 2021. James, Nico, American Girl, and Paul Bartlett, as always. Thank you so much, Paul. To my Australian crew, thank you. There was no intent to commit a crime. Now, were they after documents other than the classified data that had to do with other investigations? Almost certainly. Was this an expedition to just try and justify, coincidentally, discovering documents that could be incriminating to him for other investigations? Almost certainly. We know that people despise Trump. They don't just, nobody on the planet believes that the Federal Bureau of Investigation is apolitical. Everyone understands they're siding with the Democratic Party. Everybody understands this. So they could not find him guilty or even indict him on colluding, even though they convinced themselves that he did. There was no concerted effort to interfere in 2016 because the DNC emails were written by Democrats who cheated their own candidate in Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was cheated. So how on earth is that the fault of another country? Then they say, well, the DNC email swung the election. Yeah, okay, sorry. Your corruption is going to give votes to the opponent of a Democrat. Sorry about that. Then they say, oh, well, we had to suppress and silence Hunter's story because that could have been information that the Kremlin wanted you to know. Why would they always want us to know? Ricardo, hello. Why would they always want you to know? Why would other countries always want you to know the corruption within the Democratic Party? If you just use basic logic, just basic logic, critical thinking skills, you will understand that the propaganda is so overt. If you don't like Trump's personality, fine. That's fine. If you try to say that he does things other Republicans wouldn't, that is a lie. Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney voted alongside Trump over 90% of the time in Congress. They voted over 90% of the time in Congress, according to 538. According to 538, they voted over 90% of the time in Congress, yet they're accusing him of things he didn't do. This is the problem with the country today. You don't have any objectivity. It's accuse Trump and then find out that you can't find evidence that he should even be indicted. And God forbid you actually read Hunter's actual emails and it's like, no, you can't because another country wants you to know about that. By the way, if you're just tuning in, you're not subscribed, hit subscribe to this channel right now. But he had the power to declassify, sometimes verbally. He stated he declassified everything. He was in possession of those documents legally. He was president of the United States of America. He removed those documents lawfully. And if indeed there was an issue with him removing documents that weren't properly classified, he was the former president who was kicked out of office, basically. They couldn't get him out fast enough. I mean, you can't win with these people. You can't win. At first, they say, oh my God, he defeated Clinton. He colluded. And you know what? His presidency is tarnished. It's meaningless. You know, the true president is Madam Secretary. Then they said, oh my God, he has to leave. He'll never leave. Then he left. And they said, well, he didn't leave in the proper manner. It's like, are you serious? Are you serious? They despise him, and it's a fabricated, manufactured contempt. They despise him because they don't really, ignorance is bliss when it comes to Trump. They don't really, if you ask the average person who is distanced himself or disowned friends and family for voting for Trump, they're kind of ignorant when it comes to politics. They don't know much about politics. If you just read Slate or The Atlantic, or you listen to CNN or MSNBC or The Washington Post, the New York Times, you would think those are very prestigious publications. You would think that, reading the New York Times and The Atlantic and the New Yorker would keep you up to date with politics. You would think that, oh my God, you're very cultured and educated, but in reality, they will only give you the same exact viewpoint, which has consistently been proven wrong time and time again. Oh, he obstructed justice. And then I was reading a New Yorker article. This is hilarious. I read these publications late, so you don't have to. Okay, I used to be on that side of the political divide my whole life up until about 4 or 5 years ago. And what happens is they're very educated, they're smart, they're intelligent, which allows them to twist themselves into pretzels, but in an eloquent manner. So what they'll say is, well, you know what? He obstructed justice with Mueller. That's why Mueller couldn't find that he colluded. No. Mueller wouldn't even have had to have been appointed special counsel. They would have found out from the national security or Central Intelligence, or he would have already been arrested immediately. They would have found a money trail. They would have found emails. They would have found communication. General Jim sucks. I don't have much, but I'll have far less if you lose your voice. Thank you so much, General Jim sucks. Thank you, son. And you know what? Just you watching is very important to me, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you, General Jim Sox. Thank you. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you. Prosecution is now virtually impossible. Indictment is a different story. Senior, hello. Indictment, yes, he could very well get indicted because they don't have anything. It was a political stunt. They have nothing. You have to understand, most people who read the New Yorker or Slate, they're very educated people, they're very intelligent people, but they're very ignorant when it comes to the specifics, like the Steele dossier being purchased by Clinton. They don't know what the Steele dossier was. They don't care. They don't know that emails they don't know that it's been confirmed already by the New York Post and by other publications that Biden met with Hunter's business associates as Hunter was getting hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars from these people. And the emails show that there were relationships, quid pro quo relationships. And they'll never admit. See, here's the problem. Here's why we'll never have another Watergate moment. Because in Watergate, there was an actual break-in. They keep saying like Trump makes like Watergate look like nothing. Watergate was an actual crime. Nothing that Trump has done is a crime. They cannot prove anything. Simply being hysterical and apoplectic and saying that he's capable of anything and what about this and what about that and oh my God, where there's smoke there has to be an inferno of criminality with Trump. Like, prove something or stop talking. Prove something. When you actually get into a debate, and I suggest for the next 2-3 years, people, it hasn't stopped. Rinsler! Been a while, H.A. Is this a counter to his lawsuits? I think it's Rinsler. Thank you so much, Rinsler. I think it's the only chance that they have to keep the Senate. And General Jim Sox, thank you so much. It's the only chance they have to keep the Senate. Rinsler, it's the only chance they have to keep the Senate. They cannot keep the Senate if they don't like what like the student loan debt. It's not the left wants all student loan debt abolished. They don't want just $10,000 or $20,000. Kevin, hello, Kevin. They don't just watch. The left doesn't just want 10 or 20 grand. They want all student loan debt. So you're not really going to like. This is the thing. You're abolishing debt, but we're in a recession with a contracting economy, and the only thing keeping this economy afloat is the $10 trillion pumped into the economy. So we don't really have, like, what are they running on? You have crime that's rampant. You have inflation that's causing wages to fall by 4.4%. So what are they running on? What are they running on? So Rinsler, thank you so much. They have nothing but Trump and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And the thing is, they have continually gotten themselves into this frenzy. I was watching, everybody here to my super chat, thank you. I was watching a rerun of a Jordan Peterson appearance on Bill Maher, where he asks a simple question, or he makes a statement and says, look, half the country voted for Trump for a reason. Okay, and this was in 2018, and the reaction from those who oppose Trump is causing this like completely like polarized society. Rinsler, I recall Trump sued everybody. He did. I mean, it could be. Thank you, Rinsler. He did. But that was for and it could be that you're right. They could be documents related to Mueller that implicate Madam Secretary Comey and others. Comey, though, Strzok and McCabe were removed, I believe, from the lawsuits. But he has a whole bunch of other people, like 20 other people, Democrats, former officials, that are a part of the lawsuits. I agree. I mean, it could be that also. What they've done is they've treated him with zero respect. They don't have any. They're caught between a rock and a hard place. Rinsler. They don't have anything on him, but if they can try to find something incriminating, they could then possibly indict him. So if they can find something incriminating on Trump, they'll indict him. It doesn't matter, Rensler, if they prosecution is different from just indicting him. I should have wrote, conviction of former president is not possible. Impossible. So I was probably wrong when I said prosecute. So maybe like prosecute, indict. So the prosecution, they could try to prosecute him, but the conviction is pretty much impossible. So they could indict him, but they can't convict him. They can't convict him, Rensler, because they don't have any crime. See, this is the difference between Hunter and Hillary and Trump. Hunter and Hillary, you know exactly what they did. It's clear pay-to-play schemes, one with servers, one with these absurd business relationships where you know that Joe was the reason Hunter was being given all that money. If this is like nepotism, you're working for the family company, no problem at all, but they don't have a company. Their company is called Graft. That's it. So if you are constantly being given millions upon millions of dollars because you're related to the vice president and then future president, you're a walking national security risk. You're a walking national security risk. That's the issue. With Trump, they just don't like the man. They can't. His foreign policy is, okay, he wants to remove the country from this allegiance or this reverence of multinational organizations, which I agree with him. We saw what happened with you-know-what the past 2-3 years. We saw what happened with you-know-what and how all these multinational organizations were dreadfully wrong and addressing the national security concerns of other countries, not our own. So Trump is a different type of animal. He doesn't revere, he doesn't worship these sacred cows. There are so many sacred cows. The Alliance in Europe, you have to revere the Alliance in Europe. I can't even say the name without a big problem. You say the name too many times, it's like the reverse of, it's like, what is it? I wish I were home. If you say it 3 times, click your heels. There are things that in the algorithm, if you say, if you say some words, if you say certain words too often, the algorithm says, big problem. Somebody's questioning sacred cows. Must worship. Democrats, wonderful, morally superior, highly educated liberals in general, must have some form of coercion or intimidation. There must be consequences for not believing their nonsense. Otherwise, if you had a free flow of ideas and discussion, Liana, thank you. If you had a free flow of ideas and discussion, where existing laws protecting people from, criminal activity were just enough to protect people from, criminal speech or speech that, could lead to some kind of horrible outcome. If they didn't have social media algorithms preventing discussion about stories. See, here's the problem without getting into specifics because we can't. 2 years ago, if Trump makes claims, or last year, or tomorrow, or the next day, or a year from now, or 2 years from now, Trump will make claims. And then they'll say, how dare he? He's lying. These are false claims he's making. They never once reported that allegations against Trump colluding were false. To this day, they have never admitted or acknowledged or accepted in journalism that every single thing the man was accused of was false. He never colluded, conspired, or worked alongside any intelligence officials. He defeated Clinton like I said he would in 2016. They have never corrected They're the wonderful journalism that divided the country. I mean, these are the people who complain about Trump not accepting outcomes, and then they never accepted Trump as an actual president. Rensler! Yes, there is. There is. My channel, I think every channel in particular, especially Rensler, thank you. There's a list of words that are updated all the time on YouTube. So this is how it works. Rensler, thank you so much. And to my Australian crew, thank you. James, thank you. American Girl, thank you. Rensler, thank you so much. This is how it works. And Paul, I can't thank you again. Nico, as always, Nico Hammer, I cannot thank you. Again, I can't thank you enough, all of you. Rensler, this is how it works. There are words that are updated all the time. So, and you have to have the words because even in the comment section, the content creator can get in trouble, even for benign statements. But you're talking about computers. Computers don't really have a full grasp of nuance or context. So an AI robot, you might be writing something about, I don't know, there's like a million different words that, when stated in a certain way, might cause the algorithm to prevent them from being published. But see, that's the interesting thing here. Democrats have every conceivable advantage from social media algorithms. Thank you, Rensler. Thank you so very much. From social media algorithms, late night, you have everyone against Trump. Rensler! Thank you. Gotta be super cryptic and vague. Yes, I agree with you, and that's the way I speak in a way. Yeah, it's true. Rensler, thank you so very much. That's what has to happen. You have to speak in a roundabout manner. So you speak, I'm naturally long-winded. Rensler, thank you so very much. I'm naturally long-winded. You have to even be even longer-winded. The VMI channel! I have watched you since the old Profanity Alert days. Subs boomed. Make your second channel like that. Go for the merch instead of ads. Also, you will get followers over to this channel. That's true. VMI, thank you. You've been here a long time, VMI. I appreciate you watching for so long. The Profanity Alert. Here's the thing. And you remember the Profanity Alert. And here's the issue with the Profanity Alert. Ladies and gentlemen, so to my viewers, I think that I have a lot of viewers. Eric, you remember that. Where Paul, I think you remember that. Nico, I think you might remember that also. James, you might. American Girl, you might. Rensler, you might remember the Profanity Alert where I would just go off after alerting, but alerting the audience, protect your loved ones, and get them out of the room. But here's the thing. It's a different world now, even on YouTube. It's a different world. It is a different world. VMI. It is a lot more, it's a lot more difficult to voice your opinion, your thoughts on things than ever. And, I have to play the long game, so to speak, especially when it comes to, the next couple of months. I mean, the pendulum is going to swing, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a Republican House and almost certainly a Republican Senate. I'm not making a firm prediction on the Senate. I do think that I think that Democrats will lose the Senate just because at the end of the day, when they talk about VMI and Rensler, when they talk about, the polls are shifting towards Democrats in the Senate and Republicans are losing their lead. It's like, you just had a Mar-a-Lago raid where it boosted support for among Trump Republicans, but it did bring this wave of negative news coverage. See, there has to be a continual wave of negative news coverage for Trump. Otherwise, Democrats don't really exist as a political party. What are they going to run on? We abolished some of your loans while it's more difficult now to find a job, while there's layoffs, while the economy is shrinking and inflation cuts into your wages 4.4%. How is that? What is that? Like, what are they running on? They can't run on anything. They're flooding strategic petroleum reserves into the country, and oil is going up. Oil prices are going up like I said they would. So what are they going to run on? I mean, they can't run on their accomplishments because they don't have many accomplishments to run on. That's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. So getting back VMI, thank you. Getting back to, it's like I could have, here's the issue. Sometimes I will do a whole bunch of segments on one story, but one of the main reasons also I do segments on one story is because I understand that story is acceptable to speak about. If you venture off, there are other channels that are far more, courageous than I am. I'll admit that. And the reason is because they'll go to battle and they'll go back and forth. I don't want to deal with that headache. I was on H.A. Goodman's other channel. I got a strike on that one like 2 years ago. I got it removed. And I had to go to battle, and it's like a pain in the rear end. And you go back and forth, and you explain, hey, you know what? Like, I didn't do anything wrong. I did nothing wrong. And I'm always, if I get a yellow too, like if I'll get on this channel, ladies and gentlemen, every once in a while, it'll be a retroactive yellow. I never get any yellows because initially, like, I'm always in pristine standing. But what'll happen is the algorithm will change and you'll get a retroactive yellow. And then you have to say, look, I was quoting an article. Here's the article I'm quoting. It's public record knowledge from a reputable source. So that's the issue. So it's just like, it's just a pain in the rear end. And it's like, I'll be doing more segments in the next couple of days on the Durham Probe Special Counsel. They haven't blocked discussion. Algorithmologist. Paul Bartlett. Algorithmologist. Exactly. You know what? It's like here's the thing. 20 years ago, I don't know if everybody remembers. I remember CNN 20 years ago. They were an extension of the Bush administration. Okay, really, CNN, the Washington Post, the New York Times were extensions of the Bush administration. Okay? Now the opposite is true. There could very well be a day, 5, 6, 7 years from now, after Trump's second run in the Oval Office, where media gravitates towards Trump. They are going to try everything possible. Democrats, media, Jimmy Kimmel, late night, social media algorithms, people at Twitter, they will try everything humanly possible, God forbid, to stop Trump. They despise him, even though we had record highs in household median income, personal incomes, and record low in poverty. Okay? Dino, hello. Thank you, Dino. They will try everything humanly possible. It's almost like it's very sad because I know that he's going to be running. I don't care what happens. If he gets indicted, he'll still be running. He'll probably be very close in the polls, even indicted, to mashed potato brains. Here's the problem they have. They're going to do everything to stop this man. It's Operation Stop Orange Person. On parole, no. But parole is when you parole is what? When you get out of prison or jail. They have to convict him first. The VMI channel. Sticks is great. VMI channel. I understand the profanity part and agree with you. However, what I'm really talking about is the brute honesty you had without the self-censorship. I try my best. VMI, thank you. I agree with you. I try to be as I'm always as honest as possible, but I guess I'm a little bit more diplomatic. But I try my best. Sticks is fantastic. Tim Pool, Sticks, Black Conservative Patriot, Anthony Brian Logan, there's a whole bunch of great people. There's a bunch of great people. Joe Rogan is awesome. The Quartering, Liberal Hive Mind. They're all very good. They're all very, very good. Mark Dice is hilarious. Steven Crowder, he's awesome. They're very good. There are a lot of good people. A lot of really good. There's a couple really, really awesome channels. I can't think of right now. The good thing is that, thank you, PK, thank you. The good thing, and VMI, I appreciate that, thank you. The good thing about the next couple of months, ladies and gentlemen, is that we're like on a rocket ship in a way. It's like, the countdown, and you have the Durham probe trial in October, and it'll be like, oh, nothing's ever gonna happen. I understand that. I understand that the system is geared towards one political party, and they get away with a lot. But you have to also understand that you can't continually, like, if you have a mutual fund that gets a 11, 12%, 15% return for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, okay, you're still not assured of that return. Okay, especially if it's a 20% return, eventually it's going to be a 60% loss one year. Okay, and I'm reading can I tell you, I love Tim Pool. I swear to God, I love Tim Pool. I think that he is, and I say this, I'm not saying this to like get on anyone's show or anything, because I thank God I'm around 200,000 subs and I'm growing, and eventually one day, 30, 50 years from now, I'll have 300,000 to 400,000 subs, 25,000 years from now. But can I tell you, Tim Pool is fantastic. He is a treasure. I would say that he's like a national treasure. It's not hyperbolic, and I'm not kissing anyone's rear end. And I'll tell you why. There's nothing that you can disagree with him, but there's nothing, and to an extent, I'm the same way in my view, but you can disagree with him, but all of his arguments are backed up by public record, journalism, facts, data, statistics. You can disagree. Oh, by the way, Dark Horse Podcast, fantastic. Love Dark Horse Podcast. But he is a very, very powerful, intelligent, needed voice, especially when you can't see this. Here's the thing. You're never going to get a compelling argument against anything Tim Pool says, or, I'm a much smaller channel voice, but there's not really a compelling argument on the left to anything that I've ever said, other than, oh my God, he thought Bernie was going to win, and it's like, no, Bernie was cheated. oh, he became a Trumper. It's like, well, Trump had a great economy. We had household and median incomes at record highs. We had poverty to record low. Oh my God. You know, there's no compelling left-leaning argument. Okay? And the arguments that rely on X-22, yeah. The arguments that rely on guilt, like the guilt trips, like if you don't like Medicare for all, then it's like, well, then why don't you try to implement it? See, most of the arguments on the left are predicated upon guilt. You think this is okay? You think that's fine? You think that's like, what? Poverty is at a much higher point than it was under Trump. There are more people, not more poor people, not less poor people. That's why, like, they've convinced themselves when you vote Democrat, like, you have talked to a Democrat, they actually think there's less poor people now. Ah, Bernard Sanders. Who wants me to channel Bernard Sanders? It'll be interesting. You know, I think Bernie will probably run again. It'll be so hilarious when they cheat him again. It's sad. It'll be sad, but it'll be funny. Exactly, Nuna. Exactly. But you have to understand, like, the pendulum will swing, ladies and gentlemen. That's why, like, I'm trying to play the long game here. And, you know, there has to be... I mean, look, I'm preparing myself emotionally for the possibility that they indict Trump and he's innocent. I think that you should, you know... I think that, Kevin, hello. I think when the wonderful intelligence community informed me that the Russians were trying to help my campaign by releasing the DNC emails that showed that Debbie Wasserman Schultz, my friend, Debbie Wasserman, a beautiful, amazing woman, was trying to cheat me. And all I can say is, it was all my fault. I was the one who cheated myself. And the Russians. And Vladimir, if you're listening, if there's ever any new emails that say that I'm going to be cheated again, I don't want to hear them. Don't let me know. Because it'll be a plot to interfere in our democracy while they're interfering into my campaign, preventing me from possibly winning. I devote my life, and all I get is this mishigas. I devote my heart and my soul to the Democrats, and all I get is endless investigations that they threatened me with regarding money I gave to a university or something. They were going after they were going after Bernie for some university thing. They always investigate people. They always get the government to, we're going to investigate this person. We're investigating you for what? All I did was breathe air. What do you want? Breathing air. Big problem. Investigating you. We're investigating you. So, it's like you don't ever get into a debate, and this is the Goodman Life Skills Hour, brought to you by American Girl. Wasn't Bernie's wife involved in scheming? Yeah, that's what they accused her of. I don't think that there was anything there. They just went after to intimidate. Media went really quiet after small news blip. Exactly. Well, I mean, they think they set him up. But see, look, with Bernie, American Girl, with Bernie, he's not Trump. Trump fights back. You know? But American Girl, thank you so much. I'm just going to give some advice to everybody. Do you know those people in your life, ladies and gentlemen? American Girl, everyone here, James, Nico, Rinsler, Paul. Do you know those people in your life that you think that they're back after, like, they've either exiled you or they've been in exile because they didn't want to be near you? It's going to get worse again. They're going to, the same people who disowned you once, if you try to rekindle the friendship, will almost certainly disown you again. Rinsler! Bernie then, the millionaire and billionaires must pay their fair share. Bernie now. The billionaires... It's true. It's true. The billionaires must pay their fair share. This is the thing, Rinsler. It's a racket. When he talks about the billionaires, it's... Who do you think owns the Washington Post? What, the second, third richest man in the world? I mean, he'll probably surpass Elon Musk eventually. Maybe he did, or he had already been, the richest man in the world. Rinsler, thank you. But exactly, Indy, exactly. But these people are like, it's going to get worse. That's why I do not, like, here's the thing. I don't care if you vote for Mashed Potato Brains Joe. Go ahead. If you like recession with a horrible foreign policy, do it. Stein is very good. He's excellent. He's very, very good. Very good. B. Williams. He's good. If you vote for Mashed Potato Brains Joe, you like recession, do it. What do I care? If you like losing money, go do it. If you like having a terrible foreign policy with an invasion under your watch, go ahead and do it. I don't care. I don't judge people like, I know that I believe at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what religion you are. At the end of the day, you'll have to eventually justify your actions in life to God. Now, am I representing one? I'm Jewish, but am I saying there's one religion that's right? No. But I do think, like, I look at the world. My morality is bolstered by the belief that, yeah, you should act in a moral, just way, generally, or you should act in a way that you could defend your actions to God after your last breath, and when it's all said and done, and you have to hopefully rise up towards the pearly gates. But you know what? You could be an atheist. You could be agnostic. I'm agnostic generally about theology also to an extent. And I can't tell you without a shadow of a doubt that God exists. But okay, always, not generally, always. Okay, my God. But my thing is, like, my morality is not correlated to political allegiance. I don't view political allegiance as part of morality. General Jim sucks. A bill of debt is without chance. Yep. Too much inflation is worthless, and if all debt was paid, it's valueless. That's true. That's true. That's true. I agree with you. Inflation and bribery and graft destroy governments. Those two. Inflation and graft. Essentially the hallmarks of the Democratic Party. Where's JG? JG! I need you, man. Inflation and graft. That's what they should run on. Democrats 2024. Dun, 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 dun. Inflation and graft. Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, my God. Definitely don't add moderator. Hide user. Hide user on channel. Could you imagine if I was like add moderator? But like they truly believe, like a lot of the people, they're just straight up atheists who are Democrats, and their god is James Clapper or CNN or the Wall Street Journal. Not the Wall Street Journal, too conservative. Their god, what they worship is is groupthink and acceptance. I don't mind not being accepted. I don't mind not being accepted. I wasn't accepted at all when I was on the left. I don't care about that. It's not really a problem. I'm too old. I'm too old now to really care. You know, even when I was younger, I didn't care that much at all. But see, when I was younger, it's like politics was not infused with politics was not a part of everyday life or like late night. You can enjoy Arsenio Hall. You can enjoy Arsenio Hall. You can enjoy Johnny Carson without JG. JG, how are you? I was saying that morality, if you want to talk about like being a good person, morality, for me it correlates to being able to justify my actions to God at the end of the day, at the end of my life. Okay. That's part of what I think is, a good way of living. Leads you towards a moral, just path. It doesn't have to be, for example, like you could be agnostic, you could be an atheist. Like Christopher Hitchens. I love Christopher Hitchens. Christopher Hitchens is, an inspiration. Was an inspiration, a hero, literary hero of mine. And so, but didn't agree with him on everything. But you know what? There's nothing that, a religious person could do morally that a non-religious or an atheist couldn't do. So I agree. You don't have to believe that God exists. My whole thing is, whereas someone agnostic or someone who believes that, God probably does exist. Whoa! JG, happy birthday! Everyone say happy birthday to JG. Happy birthday, JG. Your 28th, huh? Your 28th birthday? Nice. 28's a good age. Actually, 27's a great age. 27. 27 is an amazing age. Happy 27th, JG. Beautiful. Thank you for spending the time with us. So, but my whole thing is, when your God is CNN or the Washington Post, when your God, when your morality is dependent upon dislike for one political, we love you, JG, dislike towards one political party, you're not moral. If you say, well, I like these policies. Well, Trump had record low unemployment. Where's the rebuttal to that? In 2019, before Democrats gleefully tanked the economy, he had record low unemployment. He had record highs in household median income. He had hundreds of thousands of new manufacturing jobs. And, Movie Dog, hello! Movie Dog, thank you. Love the emoji. Movie Dog, thank you so much. Thank you, Movie Dog, thank you. When I'm trying in my long-winded manner to say, they view politics, Movie Dog, everybody here, Paul, Nico, Rinsler, James, everybody here, American Girl, everyone here. Democrats view politics to be a religion, a dogma. General Jim Sox, thank you again. They view it to be like spiritual. It's a spiritual thing. And that's a big problem. And you can have spiritual experiences as an atheist. You could have a spiritual experience as an agnostic. You don't necessarily have to believe in God. But if your God is CNN or the Washington Post, Rinzler, there is no rebuttal, just obfuscation. Exactly. They obfuscate. They try to conflate different, news stories or try to make absurd claims. And it's exact. Rinzler, thank you so very much for your support. Rinzler, thank you. And the thing is, it's like the Watergate moment where everyone acknowledged a break-in would never happen again because their religion is dependent upon the inability to accept that corruption exists, much less it being far worse. Like, it's objectively worse. Imagine if Trump had social media algorithms preventing any story that couldn't be proven right then and there. Because no story about Trump can be proven right then and there. They have to investigate everything. Ha ha, Steppenwolf. So, imagine if all of late night devoted their lives to despising Democrats. If they couldn't imagine a world where the tables were turned. Then the new thing is, Trump obstructed justice in the Mueller probe because Mueller wasn't able to find out he was guilty because of the obstruction. It's like, no, you would have to prove that he committed a crime. You'd have to prove he committed a crime. So. But I just you see these people, and these are they're beautiful people, good people, who are actually good human beings. Really good human beings. Some of which, I know that eventually, because there's about a couple of people, one or two in particular, that never had no formal falling out or anything, but you could tell they've distanced themselves. And I know that those friendships will be rekindled because they're more than friendships, It's just it's like family, but the VMI channel, how do you think you could use your experience converting from the left Dems belief to common sense? I.e., how do we help them see what is justice? No, you don't, VMI. You don't help anything. You don't even try to convince. They will eventually find out, and they will like I did. And because the more that if they're stuck in that world, that's a miserable existence. It's kind of like saying, you can't date that person. Well, Romeo and Juliet. It's like they're going to want to do whatever you tell them not to. So you can't, if you see somebody stuck on the left and they're eating up all the propaganda and nonsense and malarkey. Yeah, man, come on, man. There's some push-ups, man. Eventually they'll come to terms, and if they don't, that's just part of who they are, And look, there are a lot of great people, beautiful people who are Democrats who will never like Trump. That's fine with me. What I can't stand is the people who dislike you for liking Trump. If the only thing you've ever done wrong to somebody is that you like Trump, if the only thing you've ever done wrong is that you like Trump and you voted for Trump, it's like, dude, are you serious? It's just, this is a moment that we've never seen before, really. We've seen it, but it's we've never really I don't know. I don't know of a time when you couldn't even relax and watch late night. For example, they're saying now that the Senate's going to stay Democrat. I'm like, well, we're in a recession. How do you keep the Senate in a recession? Well, you have all of media. You have all of media working for one goal, and that is to just disparage and take a gigantic poop on Trump. Gigantic dump on Trump. That's all their life's mission is. It's like I don't even dislike Biden. I feel bad for him. I hope that he has nice milk and cookies and he's tucked in bed and he's happy and that he has people around him helping him as he tries to destroy the economy and the planet. Exactly, JG. Without Twitter, if Twitter ceased to exist, you would have the Democratic Party basically evaporate. It would basically evaporate. It would basically evaporate. It would cease to exist. It would basically cease to exist. And it's like, Herschel, hello. Keister Bunny, hello. They would cease to exist. Because, like, if you're on the left, you need Twitter. You must have Twitter. Because you need a place to be like, you know what? Oh, by the way, Medicare for all, if you don't believe Medicare for all, and then they won't vote for it. It's a big racket. This is a world also that fame does no longer exist. This is the worst time to be famous in any way. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Are you serious? JG. Imagine finding the cure for cancer. Do you realize you could find the cure for cancer, ladies and gentlemen? You might, if you said you're voting for Trump, you wouldn't even get the Nobel Prize. You wouldn't even get the Nobel Prize. You'd be like, hey, you know what? A climate change activist from Finland won. Yeah, I know you cured cancer, but it was a tough call. Maybe you saying you'd vote for Trump could have influenced the vote. You did cure all of cancer. That's great. Kudos to you. But you did say you'd vote for Trump, so we can't have that. Sorry. We'll give you the second place Nobel Prize, okay? Sorry about that. If you cured cancer and then you said, Trump ain't that bad, you would be excommunicated from polite society. Polite society, by the way, being a very bizarre, I wouldn't even want to be invited to those things. Oh, how's work? Oh, fantastic. Yeah, everything's great. Yeah. So glad Biden's in office. My goodness, Trump. I think he's going to be indicted soon. Yeah, I know. He's a real threat to democracy. He's a real huge problem. He's a real big bad problem. Yeah. Did you hear that Bob supports Trump? Why is he even here? Why is Bob even invited to this party? You know what? You're right. I'm going to uninvite Bob. Bob, Jane, come here. I'm so sorry you're going to have to leave. You like Trump. Yeah, I know. I know it's a surprise party in your honor, but you're going to have to leave. So, that's basically what you're dealing with here. Oh my goodness. Paul Bartlett, thank you. Paul Bartlett, I really appreciate your support. Mark, hello. But yeah, if they didn't have Twitter, they would really cease to exist. This is what Twitter is about, okay? Like, it could be like somebody, hitting a home run. It could be like somebody hitting a home. It would be like game 7. It would be like Joe Carter. But then, like, the person says, yeah, I'm part of Trump's council to bring baseball to different parts of the world. What? You're part of Trump's council to bring baseball to me, and you realize he's trying to destroy democracy. You know what? You're not going to get in the Hall of Fame. 600 homers, 320 average. Sorry, can't get in. Not our fault. That's how it works. Or no, then Twitter, what'll happen in Twitter is that they'll find some way. It's always some tweet that makes no sense, that'll be disparaging, that'll get retweeted like 10,000 times. That's what Twitter is about. Thank you, Paul. It's always like, you know what? Well, you were running the bases with your Game 7 World Series winning home run, and then you said you were going to work for Trump. A lot of people who are suffering from Trump don't get that privilege. Oh my God, what is going on here? No, sorry. God, sorry, Steppenwolf. I tried to, you were in between the adult dating. Oh my God. Okay, hold on 1 second. Dang it. No. No. My God. Okay, so hold on 1 second. Steppenwolf, my bad. I didn't mean to. You were right in between a million of those messages. Okay, so hold on 1 second. Okay, so hold on. All right. So, all right, let me see. All right. All right. Sorry about that. I accidentally... JG. Can you imagine Bernie Sanders on one of those sites? Call 976. You will get, you don't even understand how steamy it'll be. It'll be so steamy and hot. Oh my God, you think that the billionaires have all the fun? Call 976. You have no clue what you're going to get. Believe me, you'll have a better time than all the billionaires on the planet, and you won't need Medicare for all because the amount of happiness you'll derive from this 976 phone call with me, you have no clue. JG. The best American Girl, that's funny. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the time. JB, PB, hello. Noob, thank you so very much for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you. Just, sometimes I just have to remove there's a lot of emojis. JB, I'm looking at something else. JB, thank you so much to my super chat. JB, thank you. I cannot thank you enough, JB. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And thank you for watching. JB, let's do JG, here, let's do a, and I want you to answer also. We're going to create a poll. What should we get JG for his birthday? Okay. Okay. H.A. Aharon. Mayor Frankel. The Hebrew name is Aharon. Thank you so very much, Meyer. Okay. Thank you, Meyer. Thank you. What should we get JG for his birthday? Okay? And JG, you have to tell us what you want. Here we go. JB, everybody here, Meyer. What should we get JG for his birthday? One of Hunter's home videos or a life-size animatronic of President Joe? One of Hunter's home. Yes. Come on, JG. Don't you want that?
Come on, man. Come on, man. Here, push up. You want to push up, man? You want to push up, man?
It'll be like Pirates of the Caribbean with Joe with mashed potato brains. Trumpy Bear, yes. I got to order my Trumpy Bear. Yes. Hi, Eric. Can I tell you, Eric H526 is not only the best, he has some of the most down low hilarious, absolutely hilarious things he writes. Can I have both? You wouldn't even need the metaverse, bro. You wouldn't even need the metaverse, JG. I think that he deserves, because, Hunter's home videos, you could just, get a similar type of video. I think the life-size animatronic robot.
Hey, man. Come on, man. Leg hairs, man. Hey, want to do push-up, man?
A meta account runs. I'm Trump 2020. What's your name? Security. What? What are you talking about? Why can't I be here? Oh, no. You're in meta jail. You're a Trumper. Eric, you have some hilarious. Kevin, hello. You have some hilarious. Over the years, you've had some hilarious ones. With the wig on the robot. Well, no, it comes with. But the animatronic robot would come with his hair. So, I'm not sure if he needs a wig. Oh, you'd put a wig. Oh, you put another wig on Biden. Gotcha. Nice. So we have 46 votes. JG, it's Hunter's home videos. You know what? The people have spoken. The people have spoken. I think, though, that you would like the life-size animatronic of Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. I cannot thank you enough, ladies and gentlemen. Vacuum. Kevin, vacuum nose. That would be the updated. That would be the different package. Like, you different packages for cars. That would be the does it fall? Nuna, exactly. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so very much, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you so much. JG. I'm reading certain things that nobody else sees here. It's kind of funny. Thank you so much. JG, happy birthday to you, buddy. Happy birthday. Have a great birthday. And thanks, everybody. I cannot thank you. To my Australian crew, thank you, Paul and Nico and everyone here. Rinsler, thank you so much. American Girl, everyone here, thank you. Thanks, everybody. God bless. I should be back either tomorrow or the next night. But thank you so much, Eric. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening, everybody. American Girl, thank you again. Thanks, everybody.